What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to another call on Tyrone. It's your boy T. I'm gonna go through some of the scores and the games I watched today. So Fresno State, yes, this was yesterday. Fresno State played UNLV. Fresno State, of course, when it was a shootout though, it was 38-30. Penn State beat Villanova today, 38-17. Notre Dame blew out Wisconsin, 41-13, and that was with their backup quarterback. Georgia beat Vanderbilt 62-0. Coastal won 53-3 versus UMass. Baylor beat Iowa State. Iowa State's been on a slippery slope ever since they lost to Iowa. Arkansas Arkansas beat Texas A&M. I want to talk about that game. That game was actually really good. Iowa beat up on Colorado State. Michigan almost lost to Rutgers. That's a little weird to me, but it was 20-13. NC State takes down Clemson. They've been on a slippery slope since they lost to Georgia. Georgia State failed to beat Auburn, which they should have. But Auburn's backup quarterback Finley came in and won them that game. Bo Nix was obsolete. UCLA beat Stanford. Oklahoma State beat up on Kansas State. Michigan won in overtime versus Nebraska. Florida beat Tennessee. Georgia Tech beat UNC. Upset of the day for me. Georgia Tech beat UNC. Alabama won 63-14. Oklahoma beat West Virginia that was a good game, and then Ohio State beat up on Akron. So yeah, what's going on? This must be Tommy. I don't know why it doesn't say your name, but yeah, 17-7. You guys should beat Arizona. They're 0-3. What's up, Markeith? How you doing? Hey, what's going on, Diggs? How you doing? You're new. If you're new, welcome to the show. We come here to talk college football every night. Yeah, like anybody that talks about Oregon like that has to be you. So games I watched today. I watched the Georgia. So I had a little bit of a conflict because Georgia came on at 12, and then the Notre Dame and Wisconsin, the big noon game. I watched parts of it. It was close at first. You see the guy that quit in the middle. I didn't see that. What happened? I have to see that. Oh, I gotta go see that. Basically, Wisconsin kept it close, but I mean Notre Dame. This was a test game for Notre Dame to see if they were really, really the team they are. They showed out today. I'm happy for them. They showed us that they actually know, we're a good team. But Georgia beating Vandy 62-0. That was ugly. I mean, we scored, was it 35 points in the first quarter? Yeah, our first 5 drives were touchdowns in the first half, and then our first 3 or 4 in the second half were touchdowns. That's scary. That's crazy. Wow. I wonder who that was. It must have been something that happened for that reason. But yeah, Notre Dame showed themselves in the noon game in Chicago. They ended up beating Wisconsin. Like I said, Georgia went to Tennessee and beat Vanderbilt 62-0. There was Tennessee's GM was there, so some of the Georgia guys were getting scouted. There's a chance that I think he said they're the 8 to 9 Georgia players in the Senior Bowl. Which is ridiculous. I think they said it'd be a school record. Just to let you know right now that the only reason Georgia beat, but it's Auburn. They weren't gonna let Auburn lose at homecoming. Then we get into the 4:00 stretch. Arkansas beating Texas A&M. Texas A&M leads up to next week's game, Arkansas versus Georgia, and it puts a little hype around it. I think Arkansas has a squad. I think Jefferson is an absolute baller at quarterback for Arkansas. Texas A&M not having their starting quarterback hurt them. Zach Calzada was okay, but he's not. He looked like a little really rattled. I mean, this is his first real start, so I'm not surprised. It's going to take some time for Texas A&M. It's sad to see them drop off the top. They probably won't. They probably will be at the end of the top 10 by the next week. So, that's to be the only thing. was number. Yeah, NC State beat Clemson double overtime. That's your. I got. That's another upset of the day. So we get Iowa. Like I said, Iowa, Colorado State. Rutgers playing Michigan 20-13 is ridiculous. Michigan should have blown them out the water. That's the reason why you put a lot of faith in those Michigan teams, and you can't. I mean, I want to say that. I mean, they still won. They're 4-0, but man, I thought they were gonna have a blowout of a game. So you just have to see. You got to see where that goes. So NC State and Clemson. Clemson, what's going on, Ant? How you doing? Clemson beat NC State. That's a little crazy. I mean, not Clemson beat NC State beat Clemson. Clemson got squeaked out of. So Clemson right now should be 1-3 if we're gonna be honest, because they should have lost last week, and they beat NC State, but they should have lost last week to Georgia Tech, and they lost this, so they should be 1-3. I mean, like that's uncharacteristic, and I hate to say it, but I think it's DJ. I've been telling people he's not the quarterback for them, but the people don't want to listen. You don't want to listen to it, you want to listen to it, but along with Baylor beating that was a big game. Baylor will go into next week 4-0, and they'll probably be top 25. That was a big upset. I wasn't really expecting it, but like I said, that Iowa State team's is on a slippery slope, and they lose to Iowa, and then every year they just kind of sort of fall off. Every year they lose to Iowa, it just seems like it's a down pit for them. I think there wasn't a lot of other upsets. I mean, Georgia State should have pulled the upset, really and truly. I really thought Georgia State was going to pull the upset because they were up so big. Man, that hurts. I thought they were going. If they would have beat Auburn, Bo Nix would have got deleted off of Auburn. Like, I mean, he probably wouldn't play another snap, and he might not play another snap after what he did tonight. I'll just read you Bo stats. Bo went 13-27 with 56 yards, and he didn't score a touchdown. Then you go to TJ Finley, who came in. He went 9-16, 97 yards and a touchdown. So really and truly, I don't see how they scored a lot of. How'd they score? Oh, they had a punt return. I'm supposed to say I got the 34. He only had one touchdown. That's a little weird. I think Google stats are off. But yeah, that's Auburn's gonna be on a little bit of a. I think they got to play LSU next week in Death Valley. That's gonna be a tough game, and we know how Bo Nix is on the road. And I think if anything, so do you guys? This is a question for all you guys. Does TJ Finley take Bo Nix's spot this week if they going into Death Valley? Because he kind of performed in. Let's be honest. He kind of performed in, I'll put it like this. He performed in a way in Penn State that kind of sort of saved his job, but in the same way it didn't. And then you get to playing in Death Valley. That's a whole different scenario. So what do you guys think? I'm looking. That's why I keep looking over here because my phone's over here. Braves win 10-8. I don't know. That's a big game. Is that the series? Did we just win? No, because it is. I think that is. We won the series. So yeah, that's a huge win for us. But like I said, I don't think anything there wasn't like if you're an Auburn fan, like how do you feel? Because you don't know this. Everybody, there's certain Auburn fans are like, man, I don't like Bo Nix. And then there's certain Auburn fans like, man, I love Bo Nix. But it's like, what were what was what can you say about him? You can't say, I want to be positive about him. Like, I want to be positive about Bo because his daddy. But I mean, like, your dad can't save you, but for only so much. Like, it just doesn't seem like he deserves that job anymore. Um, so I mean that's my only thing. You have to show me something if you're Bo Nix. And like Markeith said, TJ Finley came in and scored you a touchdown. And I mean, Bo Nix wasn't even giving you anything close to it. He gave you he probably played most of the game and didn't even give you a touchdown. Versus Georgia State. I want to reiterate, they played Georgia State. Um, that's just crazy. That's a wild move right there. Um, Michigan State played a close one versus Nebraska. I want to say Michigan State should have blown them out, but I can't say it. Like I can't be like, well, Nebraska's really just that bad. But man, I mean, they played Oklahoma really tough last week, so I can't be like, oh, Nebraska's bad. They just had bad coaching. Um, I think Michigan State. I want to say, were you talking about Bo Nix? I think everybody had Bo Nix hype when he was a freshman. I mean, when he beat Oregon and he had all that, he had some, he had some nice game. He had a nice game versus Georgia. Everybody's like, okay, Bo, you might be good. And then he got on the road and he just can't perform on the road. I don't know what it is with him. I don't know if he gets stage fright. I can't put a actual, put a thing on it. Like, I don't know what it is. But if we go into that, I mean, Nebraska. I want to go back to Nebraska. Nebraska just has to. I think it's time for Scott Frost to get fired. I think it's been time, but I really think it's time now. He needs to get fired. I think after the League One loss to Illinois, he should have got fired. But Nebraska, it's really hard to recruit if you're Nebraska. Like I was saying this on I don't know, it was before the show Thursday. I was talking to Andrew Jones from Tar Heel Illustrated. You can't pitch Nebraska to somebody from the South. You can't pitch Nebraska really to anybody in the North, because we know Georgia's talent stretches. We've gotten people from everywhere. So to really be like, yeah, we're gonna try to get kids from our state. You might lose kids from your state, really and truly, because nobody wants to go play at Nebraska. That's my thing. Who really wants to play at Nebraska? That's not a good pitch. Oklahoma State beat Kansas State. I guess you call that an upset. Oklahoma State moves on to 4-0 on the season. So yeah. Let me see. You had, yeah. I mean, they had Spencer Sanders through 2 touchdowns. He had a great game. 344 yards and 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that's a crazy game though. I thought really and truly, I'm surprised. This is a surprise. This is another really upset. I guess you can call this the upset of the day. Because how? I just thought Kansas State was too good to lose to them. Yeah, Arkansas. As I said, Jefferson is a baller. I watched that game. I watched that whole game. Like I said, Zach Calzada kind of sort of just didn't look good that game. Texas A&M's quarterback. He just didn't look good. Like, I mean, he didn't look like he was able to run that offense like they wanted him to. So you can say maybe it's a fluke. Like, I know I'll probably, you'll probably see some Texas A&M fans be like, bro, that's not really, the offense wasn't moving the same because they had Zach Calzada in, but still, Arkansas's defense looked legit. That offensive game is gonna be, it's gonna be straight. But next week, we're gonna talk about it in a minute. But next week, that's gonna be a fun game. It should have been a night game. It's a 12 o'clock game. But these are all the of course, Florida beat Tennessee. I'm not gonna get into it. Florida beat Tennessee. We knew that was gonna happen. But Georgia Tech hung 45 on UNC. All them Sam Howell for MVP and all of that? Nah. Jeff Sims had 3 rushing touchdowns. Man, man. I mean, this is a homer. I'm gonna be a homer, but yeah. Yeah, and I said this. If you watch the show Thursday, we said this Thursday. If Georgia Tech comes out and puts some weight on UNC, look what they just did to Clemson. That's all I have to say. Like Georgia Tech, we were at a point in the beginning of the season when we saw Georgia Tech's schedule. We were like, oh yeah, they're gonna get killed. Like we was like, you're gonna go 2-2 when you get to Pittsburgh. Now they still are 2-2, but they lost close games. Like this is a win over a ranked team. If you're Georgia Tech, you can't it's just like, bro, what? Like I mean, you haven't beat a ranked team in how long? So this is a big upgrade for them. And they get Pitt next at home. They get Duke. They get Virginia, and then they get Virginia Tech. They can go on a run. They can be 4-2 when they get to Virginia. Or they can, and then they got like their schedule's not hard till the last 2 weeks, where because they play in the coastal, so their two hardest people were gone. They get Pitt, Duke, Virginia Tech, Miami, Boston, and then they play Notre Dame. Like so, their hardest game is in November. They can make a bowl game now, and I said it was gonna be hard, but they probably are gonna make a nice little. They might go because they're gonna beat Pitt. I'll say they're gonna beat Pitt. They're gonna beat Duke, so that'll make them 4-2. Virginia, they're at Virginia, so I'll say 4-3. Virginia Tech, I think they'll beat Virginia Tech, so they'll be 5-3. They'll beat Miami 6-3. I don't know about BC. They're already a bowl team though at 6-3. So yeah. That San Diego State's has some good talent though. Haven't they played good teams? They played good teams. I think they've had some good wins. Yeah. So they beat New Mexico State, Arizona, and then Utah. They played Townsend today, so they beaten some schools. I mean, they got to play Fresno. That's the game I'm waiting to see them play is versus Fresno. Because they might go. They're on the same. They're on a table where some of these teams have to go. They got to go now. Like Georgia Tech, like Ant saying, Georgia Tech has to run the table. They gotta run the table now because if you get these next 6 wins and you go 8-2 and you play Georgia Tech and you play Notre Dame and then Georgia, you're going in with a little bit of confidence, but you probably know you're not gonna win these games. I would be surprised if they did. I don't think they're gonna beat Notre Dame if Notre Dame plays like how they did today, and they're definitely not gonna be Georgia's defense. So it's gonna be a fun little Georgia Tech. I want to see what Georgia Tech can do. Yeah, I think Oklahoma is such a fluke team. Oh my God, please drop Oklahoma out the top 4. Please get them out of the top 4. They don't even need to touch the top 4. I'd rather put Iowa in the top 4. Please, please, please. If the AP press anybody that has a vote, please take Oklahoma out of the top 4. They are not that good. When you have your fan base asking for a whole nother quarterback to play, they're not good. Spencer Rattler, and I told people this, and everybody was calling me crazy. Spencer Rattler did not impress me at all. He's not an impressive quarterback. Y'all like him because he's mobile and he can do little Kyler Murray type plays. No. Well, yeah, bro. I mean, it's a lot of good football, bro. I'm saying top 25 next week. I'm I'll do that at the end, Marquise. I'll get into it. I'll get into it. I'll get into the ranking. I'll get into my top 25 for the next week. Because I think I'm gonna have some teams dropping out. Which is crazy to think. But yeah, I don't think, man. You put somebody else at 4, man. They're not the number 4 team in the country. Like they should have lost today's game. West Virginia just had a then they just I don't know what happened to West Virginia at the end. They started running a soft zone coverage. I'm like, you just want to lose the game at this point. They're not good. They keep getting bailed out. Oklahoma keeps getting bailed out. And Spencer Rattler has not been impressive. That's why people don't. He has not shown me anything where I'm like, man, Spencer Rattler is that guy. Like, I don't understand why people have him so high. He's not that good. He's cool. He's not going to be Kyler Murray. He's not going to be Baker. And he's for sure not going to be those two. He's not even going to be called. He might not even be Hurts. Really and truly. So what are you expecting him? Like, I don't understand what people are expecting out of him. He's not that good. And I like him. I want to see him succeed, but he's not that good. Oklahoma as a team is not that good. All around, they're just not good. And I hate to put it like that. They're not the number 4 team in the country. Really and truly. Now, it's just, man, that team, I watched that team literally make West Virginia. Only thing that hurt West Virginia in the long run was when the center messed up the snap back to back. That is the only time. That is what really messed them up. As when they got that 21-yard loss, that's what messed them up. Because they were in field goal range. And then they got he got the 5-yard penalty because they kept switching quarterbacks. So he got the 5-yard penalty, and then he came back, and then he snapped the ball, and it went all the way past all the way past the guy. Western Kentucky, I'm watching the BYU game. That's my West Coast team to watch. So yeah, I really I really don't like that people are putting Oklahoma that high. They need to drop. And I'm going, when I do my top 25, I probably won't do top 25. I'll do my top 10. But I think that's all the games for today. We got some games going on right now. BYU's playing South Florida 21-3. Oregon's up 24-7. So those are your West Coast games. Those are their top 25 West Coast games. Man, I just don't know, man. I just don't know what people see. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to know what people see. Like NC, it's just crazy, man. It really is. I don't see what people see in Oklahoma. But I want to get to my top 10. Top 3 stays the same. Alabama, Georgia, Oregon. I don't want Georgia to jump number 1. I'd rather have Georgia at 2. And Oregon can stay at 3. Oklahoma drops at least number 5 in my eyes, or number 6. I think you have to respect Iowa State. I mean Iowa or Penn State. You got to respect those two. So you got to move them up. You got to move one of them up, and I think it'll be Iowa. But Iowa's case isn't looking good for them because Iowa State just lost again. So I think Penn State won today, so you can say Penn State can go to 4. It's whoever you think is gonna win the Big Ten at number 4 right now, I think, in my eyes. Whoever you think is gonna win the Big Ten is who you put at number 4. And Penn has a chance. I'm gonna be honest, Penn State has a chance. But Oklahoma's not number 4. They can't be. Yeah, ACC. Yeah, that's crazy. We really probably won't have an ACC team. That's going to be crazy. We're probably, like I said, we're probably gonna have 2 SEC teams, and it's probably gonna be Georgia and Alabama. I said that. I said we were gonna have 2. I think everybody knew we were gonna have 2. As soon as Georgia beat Clemson, it was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have 2 SEC schools again. So, and I think it'll be Oregon and whoever wins the Big Ten. It's gonna be the ones to be the 3 and the 4. So or whoever. So we know everybody's trying to say Florida fans are trying to say they're gonna beat us, but Georgia goes 12-0, Alabama goes 12-0, Oregon goes 12-0. Well, not 12-0. It'd be actually yeah, Alabama. It would be 11-1. Isn't the championship game making 12-0? I can't. I don't know why I can't remember. But yeah, basically, you gotta. I think, man, yeah, I think it's gotta go. Alabama, Georgia, Oregon. I think Iowa, Penn State, Oklahoma. A&M drops. Actually, Cincy. I think Cincy. Did Cincy? I don't know if Cincy. I didn't see Cincy. I don't think Cincy had a game today. I think they were on a bye week. I had to see. Um, they were on a bye. Because they play. Oh wow. Oh, so next week. Okay, so this is the thing. Next week, Cincy plays Notre Dame, and that's gonna mess the. That's gonna be some crazy ratings. Clemson's out of the top 10. Clemson's probably at number 14. Because Iowa State's gonna drop down. When if BYU wins, I wouldn't be surprised if BYU goes up. Michigan State, they're probably up. Fresno State probably will jump. UCLA won today, I think, so they'll probably go up. Kansas State's out. North Carolina's out. Wisconsin's out. If Wisconsin stays in, they're going to be in the lower 20s. Ohio State might jump. I think Ohio State is going to jump to probably 7 or 8. I think Cincy goes up to 7 or 8. I think. Oh, actually, yeah, I do it like this. Okay, so I'll say Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Iowa, Penn State, Oklahoma, Cincy, Ohio State, probably Florida, Notre Dame. I don't know who they'll put in 10. It's gonna be a mashup at 10. Maybe BYU. BYU might get 10. I don't know. It'll be crazy. If Cincy beats Notre Dame, the committee has no choice, but you know the committee don't care about that, man. As much as we want them to, they probably won't care about that. Really and truly, you beat Notre Dame, cool. Like getting into next week's games, because I don't even want to talk about how bad the committee's been some years. Iowa plays Maryland at 8:00, so we get to see Tua's little brother. BYU plays Utah State at 9. A&M plays Mississippi State. That's gonna be a game where I want to see. I want to watch that game. Kentucky at Florida. Supposedly Kentucky's good this year. I don't know. Arkansas and Georgia at 12. That's gonna be my game. That's gonna be probably my game. My one of my big 3 games will be Arkansas, Georgia. Michigan's playing Wisconsin. I'll flip between those two. I'll have 2 screens up probably. Crazy. Duke UNC's at 12, but that's not basketball, so I don't really care about it. Notre Dame at Cincy. That's gonna be. Cincy at Notre Dame. That's going to be a fun game at 2:30. So Mark, if you want to watch that game, it starts at 2:30. Coastal plays University of Louisiana Monroe at 2:30 as well. Coastal's at 17. They kind of sort of been on an immaculate run. Let's be honest. They really are on an immaculate run since last year. Ohio State is playing Rutgers, and I think it's going to be a blowout. I think they're probably going to blow them out completely. Kansas State plays Oklahoma. If Kansas State gets close to at home, they get Oklahoma at home. So I'm wanting to see what Spencer Rattler does, really and truly. Really and truly, I want to see what Spencer Rattler does at Kansas State. Alabama is playing Mississippi. So Matt Carroll versus Bryce Young. Yeah, man, great. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. The great. I think it was I last time I checked the score. I think it was like 8-9, and then somebody came in and said they won. So, great comeback win. Alabama's playing like I said, Matt Carroll versus Bryce Young at 3:30. It's gonna be a fun. That's probably gonna be on CBS. Um, Stanford at Oregon. Oregon's gonna win that game. Kansas at Iowa State. That's gonna be a. Well, Iowa State probably get back on the winning track on that game. Penn State plays Indiana, who is a sneaky good team. So don't be surprised if that game is really close. Indiana almost beat Cincinnati. They're not that bad of a team. Clemson, which will probably be out of the top 10. They'll probably be like them. Like I said, they'll probably be like 12, 13. Plays Boston College. Michigan State plays Western Kentucky. Auburn plays LSU, and that's going to be a in Death Valley. That's going to be crazy. UCLA plays Arizona State. UCLA is going to win that game. And then Fresno State versus Hawaii. That's going to be a blowout. So we get the full 25. I mean, we get the full 25 to play next week. So we get to see. Well, we're just going to see. I knew somebody was going. I knew a Georgia Tech fan was going to come in here. Hey, congrats, y'all! Congrats, you beat a ranked opponent. I'm actually happy for y'all. I'm not mad. I'm not going to be a hater. I'm actually happy for y'all. SMU sneaky good. Who does SMU play next week though? It just be TCU, but I don't ever really trust TCU. I can't. SMU has to play Cincy, and I mean they got to play that conference is really good. Let's be honest, that conference is not bad. They have Navy, South Florida, Tulane, Houston, Memphis. Even though some of them are leaving, that was not a bad conference. Yeah, happy. I guess you can say this happy Georgia Tech Day, because you guys did win. But my thing is, Marquise, SMU's 4-0, but I mean, let's think about it. They haven't played really anybody hard. They play Albion Christian, North Texas, Louisiana Tech, and then TCU is probably their hardest game tonight. So I mean, they haven't played like hard competition. When they get into South Florida and they play Navy, when I want to see them in October. Let's put it like that. I want to see them in October. That's when I want to see them. I want to see them in October. I want to see, what they're doing in October. That's what I want to see. That's a team I'll try to keep up with, though. I will try to keep up with them. I don't know why Google won't just give me every score. They want to get. There we go. Okay. But like I said, yeah, I don't think there's anything. I guess I go through the conferences. In the AAC, Houston's 1-0 in conference, 3-1 overall. So that's because AAC is only like one conference. Okay. Which this is crazy. In the Atlantic Conference, Wake Forest is 2-0, and in the Coastal, Virginia Tech is 1-0, and this is in conference. That's crazy. Big 12, Baylor is at the top, 2-0. Oklahoma State is 1-0. Oklahoma's 1-0, and then I think this is their first week. Big 10 East, Michigan's 2-0. I mean Michigan State. Let's get it right. Michigan State's 2-0 in conference play, and Iowa's 1-0 in conference play in the West. We're gonna have to see. Charlotte's 1-0 in the CU Conference USA. Charlotte's 1-0 in conference, and then UTSA is 1-0 in conference. The Independents, they don't really play each other, but BYU's 3-0. Notre Dame's 4-0. Or BYU should probably be 4-0. Mid-American Conference, the MAC. That Maction football, Toledo's 1-0 in conference play. They haven't started playing conference a lot. Mountain West, Fresno State's 1-0. Mountain West is going to be I think Mountain West is going to be competitive this year. Boise State's 1-0. San Jose State's 1-0. Fresno State's 1-0. But San Diego State's 4-0 overall. So we'll have to see. I think, and the same Utah State lost their first game to Boise today. So, of course, Pac-12. Oregon hasn't started playing Pac-12 football, but UCLA's 1-0 in the South. Utah also is 1-0. So we'll have to see that. SEC, of course, Georgia's 2-0 in conference. Kentucky's 2-0. Alabama's 1-0. Arkansas is 1-0, and LSU is 1-0. And then in the Sun Belt, they haven't started conference. I think the Sun Belt's another really sneaky good conference. Hey man, Slitter. Hey man, yeah, what's up, Chris? How you doing? Yeah, that's my guy Slitter. But yeah, Notre Dame defense is looking scared, bro. Yeah, yeah, really and truly. But I don't think they'll be that. Like let's look at CUSA. I mean, not CUSA. It's the Sun Belt. You have Coastal, App, Georgia, Troy, and then Georgia Southern, and then you have Louisiana Monroe, South Alabama, Arkansas State, and Texas State. Group A is known for upsets. Like Coastal and App State have upset some people before. So, but like I said, I did my top 25. I did my preview of the games next week. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss before I get out of here? If you want to shoot me some questions, shoot me some questions. Yeah, BYU's about to win this game by a lot. I can already tell. So with that, nobody's typing in the chat. Thank you guys for coming in and listening to me talk, and ramble. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow for the yeah. Let me see. Hey, let me see. Yeah, that's what I said. I said that. You should be worried about the Razorbacks. Okay. I'm not really. I'm really not. I don't know who will win this Georgia, Oregon, Cincy, and Iowa. I think you can't leave Alabama out of that, man. I saw part of Boise's game this year. I don't know, man. I want to see. I want to really go. I want to go. Probably watch some film on. I want to watch a game. I'll probably watch some highlights or I'll watch some film or something. I don't know who will win this year, or Georgia. Out of all of those, Georgia's probably the favorite. We've always beat Notre Dame. Oregon doesn't really scare us. Cincy doesn't. We beat Cincy last year, and we'll beat Iowa. So, like I say, Alabama's probably, you still can't leave Alabama at that list, but I still think my top four right now is Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, and Iowa. I cannot in my right mind keep Oklahoma up in the top four, man. BYU, I mean not BYU, but Penn State's up there too, man. It just depends on whoever fails first, whoever slips through the cracks first is who's gonna take that fourth spot. If Penn State makes it, that's gonna be a wild, they haven't. Clemson's not Clemson anymore, and if you're saying Ohio State, yeah, Ohio State. Like I told you guys about these quarterbacks when we were talking about it. I told you guys about these Wow, I told you guys about these quarterbacks. Both their quarterbacks are young, and then DJ's not built for Clemson. I don't even know how to describe DJ and Clemson, but CJ Stroud has to go versus the number one quarterback in the league. In the recruiting next year. So that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to see it. I'm gonna have to go watch, man. Penn State's best wide receiver, is it number 3? Bro, he is good. I don't know who he is, but he is amazing. That dude is crazy. How did you miss that? I'm watching the NC State highlights, and it's just like, bro, How is Clemson going to lose? Wow, man. They really wow. On a fade route. That has to hurt. Um Clemson will be back in a year or two though. Yeah, they get a good if they find a they storm the field, they're gonna get fined. But yeah, whoa, they out here punching people. Yeah. They'll be back in year. Yeah, yeah, they gotta get their right quarterback in there. Um, it's the same thing. Remember they went from Deshaun. They had Kelly Bryant. Kelly Bryant wasn't working. Brought in Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence took the spot. It's just gonna take some time. They're gonna have to find, but I don't think. I think one of those coaches leaves. If they don't have like a really good, successful next 2 or 3 years, one of those coaches is gonna leave. I've that OC or that DC is gonna get a lot of money offered to him. And they're gonna leave. Okay, so Markeith, I gotta look. Markeith always gives me homework. I'm gonna go look at some of these schools. And we're gonna talk about them. Friday night. I didn't do Friday night this week. I had some stuff to do last night. So Friday night this week. Come in, please come in. We doing money lines. We doing what over unders, all of that stuff. Whatever games you guys want to talk about, more money lines and over unders and all of that. I got you guys on that day on Friday night. That's our Friday night. I guess it's the late night talk. I'll put it like that. And, that's when we talk about that. Shh. Don't talk about it. Shh. But everybody wants to. I just like how I like how Clemson fans. I mean, not Clemson. I like how Florida fans have this moral victory status about them because they played them so close. But teaches his own. Well, like I said, thank you guys for coming out. Friday night. Of course, we guys, we have the shows tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday, of course, and then Friday, and then Friday and Saturday, and then we have Ariel's gonna probably do some shows Tuesday. We should tomorrow. We should have on. We'll have another chopping it up. So please come on, watch those. You guys have been killing it watching that. But always like and subscribe, please. It helps you out. It helps the algorithm out. You want your friends to watch, please share it with your friends. Man, you guys want everyone to come on. Hit me up on Twitter at Call on Tyrone. At Call on Tyrone ATL on Twitter. Hit me up on there. I'm always welcome to have you guys on to talk. Yeah. If UAB has a good year, that's a quality win. What we did, Vandy's never really gonna be a quality win, but yeah, that's gonna be a quality win. We appreciate. Hey, thank you, Ant Man. Always. Arkansas killed Texas. I'm not scared, man. I'm not. I'm too confident in this defense. They beat a bad Texas team, and then they beat A&M without their quarterback. Like I'm really. It's gonna be close. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a blowout. I like Jefferson. Like I said, Jefferson's a baller. Their quarterback's a baller, but I just don't see it, man. I don't see Georgia losing to that team. Last year they had Felipe, and I mean, it was a close game. So I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening, man. Thank you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Peace.